Hello, friends. The garden tour you're about to watch was recorded early to mid August. I wanted to get it out because if you've watched any of the garden tours this year, you know that I've been pressing to try to come out in the same month. So, some of the things out there are flowering a lot better now than they were when I first recorded this. But I'm not going to keep going back and editing. You'll just have to tune in and see how things are on other videos. For the time being, though, enjoy the garden tour. Thanks for watching. Peace. It's August. Summer is moving along, and the Rose of Sharon on the back wall finally in bloom again. They've done better in previous years, but this is a big selling feature. I've said it before. When we moved in, we loved the wall roses of Sharon in the back. The hummingbirds love them, the bees love them, we love them, and we're going to keep loving them. And this is where we begin. The Rose of Sharon gives way to this guild over here of Coleus, as bright and beautiful as we could put in there. Coleus and violets and the apple tree. They are like the primary things here. There's the repeat theme this year throughout most of the garden. There's some like lamb's quarters in there. That's the repeat theme I'm talking about. It's a common plant that's tying everything together. And the apples are awesome. They are September Wonder apples. Before the end of the month, they will be picked and probably eaten. They're looking very good this year. And our little oasis area, it's nothing to frown at, you know. It's got shade. That was the big intention. A place where we can sit and enjoy being outside in the shade. This is my little spot where I've been sitting. Over here, amongst the lamb's quarters, there's some beauty. We put these in not so long ago. And Celosia in the back. But it's this mess in the planter here. This is the stuff that like is beautifully unintended. Even that kale is a weedy kale that came in. The blueberries, one of the intended things, I keep telling myself there might not be anymore. And right now is the season of the morning glories. Having had taken over everything, they're now coming in and flowering. Especially in the early morning, you get this profuse display. The kale are hiding underneath the morning glories. This whole bed here was all volunteer kale. They just shot up in the dirt. I tried planting some other stuff in there and to no avail. Case in point, underneath the kale here, there were some pepper plants. Yeah, kind of pathetic looking pepper plants hiding behind the kale there. And the morning glories. Everything's just shading in that wants to grow. And the morning glories continue on over into the honeysuckle bush, the honeyberry bush, which, you know, it's just a structure at this point here. The potatoes they're doing okay. I am very interested to see. Maybe I gotta look back and figure out when I planted those potatoes. Very interested to see how they're growing. The grapes, I haven't really seen any grapes on the grapevines, and I feel like I must have done something terribly wrong, and I should chop them all down and rip all this down and just let it grow up from the ground, because that's what they do in the vineyards, right? God has blessed me with some random wildflowers like these daisies, and the pollinators love them. Remember, flies are pollinators too. And these beautiful little yellow flowers are my lettuce. They're just like happy little blossoms. This year's popular theme is having had let the wild in and curated it. I am loving these clusters of lamb's quarters. This giant leafed mullein that randomly popped up out of nowhere. It's rotting away into the dirt, but it's so awesome that it blessed us and came by. I mean, there's stuff in here that is intentional that had grown, and there's stuff in here that hasn't. There's some arugula that's supposedly growing in there, and some cilantro that's gone to seed, and then down here there's some beans that are way late to come in, and random lettuce that's bolted long ago, and damn royal sweet peas that are like a weed popping up everywhere and are good for nothing but pretty purple flowers. When it's sunny out, it's hard to get the camera to focus on the things in the foreground. This is the beauty to go with the other one being our beast. And these are comb flowers and some yellow yarrow. And just like the height, it's just, I love being in my jungle. I believe that's goldenrod with grapevines on them. This tomato patch are all tomato plants that people gave me. There were little tiny plants that we planted in between containers, and they're doing pretty good. I mean, like, we don't have tomatoes yet, but we will. I mean, we had them. They're just not ready to pick yet. And then deep down in here, there's some kind of squash. It's another one. There was a discount squash plant. I put it in to see what would happen, and it's growing good behind everything there. These zinnias, they're always fun pom-poms. Because they're in potted plants like this, they dry out really fast. It's the constant battle keeping them hydrated. And I mean, everything in the containers is going to be like that. There are a couple clusters on the white grapes, on this side of the grapes. And I've given up on picking the flowers off of the lettuce. I'm letting them go to flower and do their thing. The seasons are moving. Fall's coming in. I'll be here soon. We planted a hibiscus plant there. A rosemallow, I think it's called. Lots of signs of things having gone to seed. And then the wonderful life of like red clover and oregano. Somewhere underneath here, there's the skull cap that we planted in there not so long ago. Right in the middle there, it's doing okay. And the oregano is flowering nicely, but there's some blue hyssop back here. I gotta make sure that doesn't get drowned out. And there's some of the stuff falling over on that random flower blossom on the roses. Roses are still alive, they're doing well. And these oregano blossoms, so all this oregano in the front, it's a beautiful thing. And the yellow wood sorrel that I allow because every once in a while I make some lemonade out of it. And it's, one of those things full of vitamin C and it's cool and we like it. This is our involuntary annual Jerusalem artichoke sunflower patch thing. Let me back up and give you a little proportion for how high that is. Next to the Jerusalem artichokes are these evening primroses. They should be tall stalks of flowers. Pretty darn soon. Oh yeah, here's some more tomatoes that people gave me and I planted. They're technically growing, but nowhere near as good as the other tomato plants on the property. And the monster of raspberries on the back there. Morning glories again. Crazy morning glories attacking everything. And the sea kale, the perennial kale, that's not really in the brassica family, but it is the same flavor profile and feel, and just a little gilled with spearmint and the sea kale and the tomatoes in the back. The morning glories are invaders in this guild, but it's a happy little family. And they tie everything together with their purple blossoms over top of the dragon den. Oh, this little hole in the ground has ended up being pretty fun. Our dragon's egg cucumbers. Let's find one. Oh, there's a little baby one. They have been great. I am very happy with having planted them. They're unique. They're tasty. When you cut into them, it's just straight white all the way through. And the morning glories, they continue to invade. But I can chop back to morning glories and then come collect some leaves for like tea later in the season. You can see the dragon's eggs even go up onto the fence there with the yellow flowers. It's just a tangled web we weave when first we practice to plant things densely. Underneath of it all, the lemon balm is still alive and doing well. Up against this catnip. Oh, and all of our treasures out there. But first, mugwort patch was cut down recently. The crib bed has some formidable tomatoes and some mugwort, which we're going to take care of. See if we can take care of that right now. Get that out of the way. And some more dragon's egg cucumbers, which I wasn't sure were going to grow. And the tomatoes are really, it's just such a beautiful tangled mess of all things. Oh, and the biggest of God's blessings of kales. This volunteer kale with the humongous leaves. I think it must have been crossed with 1,000 head kale, because it's huge. On either side of our archway, the one side we had these beautiful tall lamb's quarters, and they really hedge out and define, like, hey, this is where things stop. Oh, here's the bucket of things that just grew wild. I didn't plant anything in that bucket, I just let them grow. And, it's mostly edible, especially this kale. This kale did good over here. Of course, more morning glory invading everywhere. Ferns in the back, and these were all kales that got transplanted. Mostly. You can see the flowers from the ones from last year. This is mostly the red Russian kale variety. It looks like it, at least. The bee balm patch largely has its dustiness, but look at that. Look at that single beautiful red blossom in the back. Happy with that. We probably could have deadheaded this a little bit earlier and had gotten more blossoms forming already, and not that dusty mildew all over everything, the powdery mildew. But life happens. I did some management, and you see there's chocolate kale, or chocolate mint, they're still alive. And here's all the big blossoms from the apple mint, but there was chocolate mint, you saw it. And underneath this apple mint, there's some orange mint, like it's controlled. And the sage being loud back into life. Oh, did I ever tell you how much we absolutely love hostas in the right place? This is like learning forgiveness, to love those six-pointed stars that blossom up and greet you. In contrast of their leaves against the chaos. Did we ever tell you that hostas are okay if you plant them in the right place, and we totally, haven't been trying to eradicate them off our property? Bleeding hearts have that one yellow white blossom. Oh, and the head. And this year's decoration on the head has been doing fabulous. Flowering a lot and happy. All of this has taken on what we've wanted it to do. The Japanese fern are doing beautifully. The wild things from out yonder have crawled in, filling our wall nicely. I do need to rebuild my railing over here. But in the meanwhile, even the lemon balm is growing kind of weedy out here amongst it all. And it's a beautiful little corner. The hosta, despite their history of being horrible, are pretty good. These beautiful decorative pea plants. They're eye catchers. This tangled mess of shades of green, because green's a color too. It's soothing in a way. Even the tangled briars from the raspberries. I do need to clean all this up. These are Maximilian sunflowers. They are full blossom. This is late summer flowering. These hostas out by the hawthorn tree have been thick with grasses, and the royal peas are a problem. But it's fun and beautiful chaos. I'm like super happy that I get to give people this like garden to check out as I walk past, because I see people checking it out, and I like to be able to share that. These guys keep falling over because I don't know that they're growing, and I forget to check. The colors randomly plopping up in the midst of the chaos is fun. More eastern, evening primrose with the vines of the sweet peas. Beautiful daisies. I had previously chopped back the roses really hard, and they're growing back kind of pink. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yarrow. Uselessly growing out by the road. This is my recollection of a cottage garden right now. You want my sunshine? You want my sunshine? There's just so much life with all the different things coming in and out to these flowers all day long, half the evening. Now that's the eastern red butters that charge in the middle there. We have lilies, wonderful lilies, and coltsfoot leaves. The coltsfoot are doing their thing and providing a beautiful ground coverage, and I've been trying to allow the lilies come up. And it wouldn't be August without some goldenrod getting ready to blossom. I'm happy that we had these kind of cluster out here. Things are wild, and I like it that way sometimes. And it's a different approach coming at like the people who dare walk up the sidewalk and have Watson bark down get to see this beautiful approach. There is a bed laid out with the coltsfoot leaves, and that bed has these sheets of sweet peas that invite in the butterflies and the moths. And these speckled colors of yellow and blue and white, with the shade draping out from our eastern red bud. This is something that I'm proud to say is, this is ours. Part of what this whole gardening thing is about. It's focusing in and encouraging the growth to just happen. Oh yeah, we planted these beautiful pink flowers. I don't even remember right now what they're called, but they're perennials. They'll come back. And I mean, like, they'll be back in our season. We'll be here for them. Watching all of the ecosystem of all of the wild grasses come in. Because, you know, we can't help but be here and just keep thriving together. And I'm sure while we're there, we'll see you there too. God bless you. God bless your garden. Peace out, Fish Trap.